Hi, if you're watching this video after the stream, I want to say thank you so much. Today is the 5th of August. I'm going to record a video tonight and release it tomorrow. Um, Spartan just dropped a video today, and tomorrow's tournament day. So, I think it's just better for me to record the video tonight and release it tomorrow so that way I'm not stressing myself about the tournament and stuff and trying to get all my re rolls and everything else that I need to do. Um, so I'll be doing a 9,000 gem pool for modules in my video, so stay tuned for that. Right now, we're on tier 7, wave 2,370. We're doing a farm run. Uh, my idea of streaming every day, or almost every day, I'm going to say, because some days are better than others for me, um, is to get eyes on the tower, and hopefully I'll be able to bring in some new players, or people could see, get to see the tower in action. So if anybody has any questions, you're more than free to stop by and chat with me, and we'll be trying to do this. We'll try to do it every day and just see how it goes. So thank you so much for watching once again. And if anybody jumps in, we'll talk to them, and I'll kind of go through the little steps that I'm doing here and there, and try to be as entertaining as possible. I mean, I know it's an idle game, and uh, it's kind of a screensaver for me at this point. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. We just had somebody join. Hello, welcome. Hope everything is well. Hello, Amansky. How are you? This game is the Tower Idol Defense game. It's a it says it in the title. It's a Tower Idol Defense game. You're good. All right, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm just relaxing. You know, streaming for a little bit. Uh, I I took out some meat that I'm defrosting. I'm gonna cook later on, and I'm just hanging out. You know. So now that we've maxed out our workshop, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna change around my cards here. I'm gonna take out free upgrades, and I'm gonna put. Well, I've been trying to put ultimate crit in, but instead I'm gonna do berserker and do a test with that and see how long I could extend my run with that card in. We got a new perk. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna go ahead and grab defense percent because I've already selected it a few times, so I'm trying to knock that perk out of the pool so we could get other perks that we need. So this is pretty much a game where you're building up your tower to last longer and longer waves. I don't know if there's a cap on the waves. I'm still fairly new to this game, but I think that there's pretty much an infinite amount of waves. But usually I go to around 6 to 7,000 on tier 7. If I went a lot lower tiers, I could probably do a lot higher waves. But you generate coins. The currency of this game is coins. So if you look on the top left, you can see the C there. And then if you tap on that, you can see how much you're making. So I'm making 1.2 billion a minute. The gems down there are used for buying cards and for buying these things called modules. So I'll show you my cards. These are the cards. So if I wanted to buy, see on the top there it says buy new card. I could buy one for 20 gems or I could buy 10 for 200. But right now I'm saving all of my gems to buy these things called modules. I'm going to make a video tonight and I'm going to do a module pull. So you see up here it says buy module. When you click on that, it gives you the option to do the same thing. You could buy one or you could buy 10 for 200, same as cards. And you have a chance of getting these epic modules here on top. They all do different things. And these give your tower a lot more power. So you're pretty much just building your tower. Um, and then we could talk a little bit about the workshop. Down here at the bottom, you see the sword, you see the shield, the star, and the green triangle. That's your workshop. So this is my attack workshop. It's completely gold box, so I have all of the attacks unlocked. All of the defense is totally unlocked, and now after the run, you could put coins into this stuff. I don't normally have all this completely gold boxed at the beginning of the run. I use the cards to kind of get me there and my cash. So on top of the coins, you have the cash. So the cash buys you these upgrades in your run, and you could upgrade your tower in your run. And then these are my ultimate weapons. So these are the weapons that I'm using to defend off the enemies. You see, I have some of my stuff turned off. That's because those ultimate weapons are like really really powerful, and so if I turn them on, I won't generate as much coins as I would is if they're off. Um, uh, I have it turned off right now, but I guess I could show you real quick. So let's go to settings, and we're gonna go to hit text, and I can put show all hit text. And you'll see there that whenever I'm killing enemies, it's showing the damage that I'm doing and how much coins I'm generating. But right now, there's kind of a bug in the game where having this on uh, doesn't really. Well, I mean, I don't know. This is what I've heard, is that you won't generate as much coins with this on. So just to be safe, I turn it off. But that's just something that I do. I mean, I'm not really 100% sure. I mean, I really don't know, but they tell me not to do that. And then you also have the tower skins. So right there in the middle, I have the smiley face, and there's also a background skin. But same thing with the background skin. If you have it on, you might generate less coins. So right now it's off. And I mean that's pretty much the gist of it. I mean there's a lot more intricacies into it. You know, you got missions every day. You got all these different things that you could do every day to upgrade. You know, the goal is to upgrade your tower. And there's some people's towers that are like insane. They are. It looks like a kaleidoscope almost. You know, like their stuff is going off all the time and all this stuff. So, you know, I'm trying to get to that point, but you know, it's a very rewarding progressive game, you know. Uh, and and the thing that I like the most about it is because I'm used to playing games where, you know, like yeah, I could pretty much, like, if a new season comes out, I pretty much have the whole season done within a week or something. You know, like I was always used to that real fast pace, you know, progress. You know, like you just go from zero to hero. You know, and like very fast. This game takes time. You know, you have to spend a lot of time. Like we have something called labs in the game, and I can show you real quick. These like for instance up top, Death Wave Cell bonus. Well, in order to complete that lab, you know, that one level of that lab is going to take 3 days, 11 hours. But I have a booster on. So up on the top right corner, you'll see the 2x. So right now it's at 2 times speed. So instead of 3 days, it's more like 1 day. And then I also have a lab that you do. It's called Lab Speed. I can show you that real quick. Um, where's my Lab Speed lab at? Well, anyways, it's called Lab Speed. Let me type it in. And what that does is, I mean, it does what it does. But the more levels you get into Lab Speed, you see, I have this Lab Speed here. If I click on it, so I'm at level 50 in Lab Speed, and it gives me a times 2 multiplier. So I also have that working for me. So instead of the 1 day, it's more like 12 hours or something like that. It'll be done. You know, it's gonna get done a lot quicker because of the lab speed and the two times boost I have on it. So it's like it's very rewarding how much time you put into it. You know, and that's what I like about this game. Collect our gems. So every now and again you get 2 gems that pop up on your screen that kind of float around on your screen, and every 15 minutes or 10 to 15 minutes, I really don't know, but it's somewhere around there though, like between 10 and 15 minutes, you get 5 gems. So, and I saved all those 9,000 gems right there for the video. So, yeah, I mean that took a lot of patience, and this game is teaching me a lot of patience for sure. So yeah, that's I mean that's the game in a nutshell. I mean there's videos on it and stuff. You know, if you're ever considering it, you know, there's new player guides out there and stuff like that. You know, and then I have my progression videos, so you could see when I was first starting, all the way till now, which is my next video coming out tonight. Yeah, man, for sure, for sure. Yeah, if you have any questions, man, let me know. I'll try my best to answer them, or I'll try to point you in the right direction. But yeah, I mean, you know, if you're interested in playing it, you know, this is kind of like a little preview for you. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I understand that. It's for some people and not for others. So I totally understand that. You know. I mean, it could be good, you know, when you're first starting out because you're like upgrading everything. But right now, for me, you know, seeing it from where I'm at, you know, I've worked my way to get to this level where it's pretty much a screensaver, and I like, I just like the progression aspect of it, that I'm generating lots of coins and stuff like that, and so I get further and further every day, and that kind of makes me feel good. But yeah, like I said, my background is like playing ARPGs like Diablo and Path of Exile and stuff like that. But I just I've already done everything that I needed to do in those games, so this is kind of like a game that I could have on in the background while I'm playing other games and stuff like that, or watching YouTube or something like that. Because I'm a gamer at heart, and I can't really play the game, my PlayStation, all the time anymore. So I have a game on in the background while I'm doing other things. So yeah, but um, yeah, that's how I find you through PoE too. Yeah, yeah, I was making some videos on it. Uh, but there's just such a high ceiling of entry when it comes to Path of Exile. Like Path of Exile 1 is even a bigger barrier to entry, I guess you could say, than Path of Exile 2 is. But yeah, it's just some, when I'm playing that game, it's like it's hard for me, because there's just so much you got to know. There's just so much knowledge that you have to have in order to play that game, that it's really not like, you know, like it's not like Diablo where you can go in there and beat the game in one day or something. You gotta work for it. You have all the crafting and all that stuff. So yeah, I was just doing a little bit of my original thought for that game was to help people on PlayStation and Xbox get into the game, because that's what I have, and a lot of these people are computer guys. They're playing on their PC. But I've come to realize that games like that, even Diablo, it's more it's I don't want to say it's structured towards PC players, but it's easier for them. If you know what I'm saying, like it's easier for them to get into. So let's collect our gems. Those are the gems I was talking about. Pop up every 10 to 15 minutes. And let's select one of our perks here. Let's go with health regen. Oh, you're on PS5. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, yeah. But unfortunately, when the PS6 comes out, I'm gonna switch to PC. I think it's just for me. I think it's just a better move. If I'm gonna spend a lot of money on a game system, I might as well buy a computer. And then I could just upgrade my computer instead of waiting 2 years for an upgrade, pretty much, or well, I don't even know how long, like 5 years. Like every 5 years, PlayStation. I mean, Sony comes out with a new PlayStation. So yeah, that'll be my next major life changing purchase. I guess you could say is I'm gonna invest into a computer when the PS6 comes out. But the only bad thing about that is my whole account is on PlayStation, so all that progress, you know, I mean, there's some games that you could transfer over, but yeah, no. You'll stick with console. I like lying on the couch and oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's also good. I mean, I also enjoy that too. You know, so I mean, we'll just see how I feel when I get there. Who knows? I mean, it could change. But yeah, I mean, I've done that my whole life, right? I mean, started off playing Nintendo, and I just got used to it. I was never a PC gamer as a kid. I mean, I did play some PC games like at my friend's house because he had one, but My mom could only afford like Nintendo and Sega and stuff like that. And then I had to wait until they were like discounted. I didn't get them as soon as they released. So it was like 3 years later, I finally got a Sega. And then 3 years later, I finally get a Nintendo 64. We weren't the richest family, so yeah. But I love console gaming. I've always gamed on consoles my whole life, so yeah, that might change, but I do kind of want to give it a try. At the same time too. I got to take risks. But yeah, like kind of like what you were saying. With that as well. With the PC, I could probably sit down at my desk and watch TV at the same time, which I can't do on my PlayStation. So that's like the other thing about it. No, son. Shh. My dog's barking. Sorry. No, baby. It's okay. It's okay, son. Uh, what games do you like to play there, Amansky? You bought your first console when I started working. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, you know what? PS4. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? Growing up, I remember kind of like what I was saying that we had to get the console like 3 years later. After it came out, and I couldn't buy every game. Like my mom would buy me one game every year or something like that. So I didn't have very much games to play. But I remember promising myself whenever I was a kid that I was gonna buy every game that I ever wanted when I grew up. And so what I did for a few years was I collected all of my childhood games. So at one point in my life, I had a Nintendo with like 100 games. I had a Genesis with like maybe 200 games, and then I had a 64 with like 50 or 60 games. And so I had a big vintage video game collection, but we were storing them at my grandpa's house, and the house burned down with all of my games inside of it. So I lost all that stuff. Yeah. At the moment, Monster Hunter Wilds, Wuchong, and I started playing Warframe. Warframe is a really good game. Warframe is one of the best games I ever played. You know, uh, I mean, I'm pretty. I have a lot of frames and I have a lot of weapons in that game. It's just I haven't really gone back to it in a long time. But that was one of the best games I ever played. The story, the music, the combat, all of that stuff. It was just S tier. Like that game is so good. And what's funny is that it really doesn't even have an end game. You're just constantly grinding. You're just constantly, and I really love that. Uh, a lot to learn in Warframe too. Yeah, that's for sure. Like all your mods and stuff, and how to get them. And there's only certain times where you could get them. Like when Borrow Katir comes every week, you gotta really pay attention to when he's selling a good mod or something that you don't have. But then there's also buying it from other players with platinum, and I was getting into that platinum grind too. Mega Man X. Oh yeah, hey, what's up, bro? Yes, sir. Yeah, so many years of my life went into that game. We used to try to speed run it, but I watched some speedrunners doing Mega Man X, bro. Dude, these guys are insane with the Mega Man. like like I thought I was quick as a kid. Heck no, some of these guys are smashing through that. Okay, looks like we got some perks. Let's go ahead and go with max health. Uh, yeah, some builds are crazy. Mega Man or Zero? Well, I mean, I've seen a lot of speedrunners running lots of games. So I just recently watched somebody beat Super Mario. Okay, nice to talk to you, Monsky. Stop by anytime. Have a good day. Thank you so much. You too, man. Happy playing. Yeah. Yeah, he was talking about Warframe, man. Warframe is such a good game. I love that game. That was such a good game. Bye. How are we taking over the world today, bro? How are we doing it today? Mm. You know what? I think to be honest with you, I think tonight my plan is to make my video tonight and release it tomorrow. Hell yeah! Hey, be safe, bro, and buckle up. Make sure you're buckled up. Always, always, seatbelt, bro, for sure, for real. Say it'll save your life. Yeah, man. So tonight I'm gonna make the video and then drop it tomorrow because Spartan dropped his video with tags today, and then tomorrow is tournament day. So I don't want to be stressed out with making the video and doing all my modules and stuff like that because I'm gonna have to re-roll some modules. Uh, it depending on what I get or whatever. So I want to do my pull tonight and do the video tonight, so that way I could be prepared for tomorrow's tournament. And I could just focus on the tournament and trying to get as high as I could get and hopefully graduate to champs. And then by the time next tournament comes around, I should be able to stay in champs. That's my goal. You remember how we were talking about goals and stuff, and yeah, okay. So that's my goal right there is staying in champs. So that's what I'm working on. I'm working on doing those labs and everything that I need to do. And that's why I'm not going to do the tournament tonight because by the time tomorrow comes, I have some labs done and it could push me a little bit further. So that's what my plan is for that. I really hope I get something good, man. Okay, so let's go ahead and go with regen because I'm trying this run with the regen trade-off perk to see if I'm strong enough to handle it right now. Earlier I wasn't, but I already got another level into wall fortification, so I'm seeing if if my wall fortification could handle that perk now. So I'm testing that out at the moment. I'm building a wall. I'm building a wall between me and these invaders. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just guessing. I'm just, I'm just guessing. I don't know. Yeah. So that's my plan. Trying to execute it to the best of my abilities, for sure. Gotta stick with it, man, you know. Can't veer off the plan, you know. But I'm already excited because I got let's see, I'll tell you right now. I got my wall fortifications going to 3, and my shock and shock chance are going to 7. So I'm really happy about that. So they should be done by tomorrow. Hopefully I get another level or 2 into them. And my lab speed is crushing it. And I think that I have enough cells now to do 3x on 4 of my labs. But I'm really not too sure yet. But I think I might be there already, where I could do 4 labs at 3x speed. So I'm happy about that. You know, get these labs done quicker. And my lab speed itself is giving me a 2 times multiplier. And my relics, you know, I have some relics that give me like 5%. I got like 2 of those relics. I got a couple of those relics that give you lab speed. And then I just did the platinum one that gives you 4% more lab speed. So yeah, I'm really happy with my progression, man. Like I'm crushing it, dude. And I'm almost making a trillion a run. I just this last run I did, I made 700 billion or something like that. So I'm almost at a trillion a run, and I haven't even done any econ labs. It's just my tower is just getting stronger. I'm surviving more waves now on tier 7. I'll tell you right now. It should be on my stats. So 756 billion a run. So that's over a trillion a day for sure. I'm getting there, bro. Getting there. But the sad thing is I probably won't be done with any of my wall labs until a couple of weeks from now. Or maybe like a week from now. I mean, as fast as my lab is going. Yeah, coins are going up. I would say, and they stay down, and they stay, but no. We ain't going down, bro. We going up. We forget the rest of those lyrics, you know. I'm just gonna go up, and that's it. Period. After that one, no, stay down. We're not gonna. No. We're just going up. That's it. We're just going up. Just keep going up. Yeah, and stay there. That's right. Forget putting it down. You know, no, I'm not going down. I'm going up. But I think, if I'm correct, once I get level 10 regen, level 10 thorns, and level 10 wall fort, I'm going to try tier 8 at that point. But I'm going to see how much waves I'm doing on tier 7, you know, first. Once I get those 3. My wall health is at level 15. So I could get that up a little higher too. But like I said the other day, Ryan's EHP, dude, like dude, that opened my eyes, dude. I'm sitting here focused all on EHP. I might go hybrid like quick, you know. Like I need to get on the hybrid train and do damage, you know. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and stay there. Yeah, that's the new lyric. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And go up, and I stay there, and I stay there. Yeah, I hear you. I get it. Yeah, definitely, man. Well, I hope you have a great day at work, man, dude. Yeah, I worked in the restaurant business, before I got my job in the nightclub business. Let's say, to keep it PG. But yeah, I was a waiter for Rainforest Cafe downtown on the Riverwalk for a year or two. I used to live down there too. So my apartment building was like a block away from Rainforest, and yeah, I had some good times down there for sure. Living downtown was exciting. That was one of the best times of my life, dude. You know, I was thinner. I was full of excitement. There was no voices keeping me company. Ugh. Those were the good old younger days for sure. I was dating a bartender that lived behind my apartment. I mean, that she didn't live. She was working. There was a bar behind my apartment building. So when I turned 21, I was uh, I was going to that bar a lot. But I had gotten out of the you know because what happened was is I kept going back and forth from nightclub business to restaurant business for a little while of my life at that time. So at that time I was working at Rainforest as a waiter. But I hated waiting tables. My sister and my brother are amazing waiters. They are so good. Me, I was terrible, man. You know, like, but I would still make good tips. And I would tell my brother and my sister, I'm like, y'all are doing all this singing and dancing for your customers. I don't do that. I just take their order straight up and just give it to them, and then after that, there's no like, I'm not sitting there juggling for them or anything like that. I just let them eat, and then I used to get some good tips of that. You know, but my brother and sister made a lot more than me, man. They're those hard working waiters that sing and dance for their customers and all this stuff. I didn't do any of that. Let's grab defense percent. Get that out of the pool. I've already selected it a couple of times. So that should be out of the pool by now. Then it's just getting my health and health regen up. I'm already at 1.5 billion a minute. So I'm looking good. It's just going up from here on out. Okay, brother. Be safe out there and have a great day. Oh, and thank you. Mm. What a nice guy. What do you think, Red? What do you think? Do you understand the word that's coming out of my mouth? Don't look at me confused. With your ear up. You got your little ear up. You're listening to me. Kiss it. Kiss it. Kiss you, daddy boy. Kiss you, daddy. Kiss you, my red. Mm. Kissy red. Kissy daddy boy. Yeah, my boy. My red. Get off my knee, please. Your little heavy body is on my knee. And you know daddy's knees hurt. Daddy's knees are old. And I got arthritis in both of my knees. So get off. Please. And this is my brownie. This is Brownie. He's your brother. You love your brother. You love your brother. Okay? You love your brother. And get off my knee. Get off. Move, Red. Move. Move, son. Yep. Yeah, after this run, I'm going to go ahead and pull. Well, I'm going to make the video and pull, but I need to write a script. So that's what I'm going to try doing now is I'm going to try writing a script so that way I'm not sitting there saying, you know, because I can't edit. I don't know anything about editing, and I really don't want to learn either. You know, because it would just take me forever to learn how to do it. So instead of that, I think writing a script would be good for me. You know, to structure my video a little bit better. There might be some uhs and ahs in there, but I really don't mind it because that makes me human. You know, at least they get to see that there's a real human on the other side of the screen instead of a robot. You know. So I think that'd be good for me. So it looks like we're coming up on another perk here pretty soon. We're gonna go ahead and see what we got. Let's go with regen again, because we do have the regen trade-off perk, and right now we're trying to see if our wall could sustain the regen trade-off perk, but we won't really know until later. And we're gonna get some new missions coming up soon, so let's take a look here. So my vampire enemies is almost done, and we're gonna get 40 from that. So I don't have enough yet to buy the background skin, so we're waiting on lab research, and there'll be new missions in 4 hours 25 minutes from now. So Hopefully, we could get some of those done in our run, and and knock those out. Let's say we're already 45 minutes in. Uh, we're gonna go as long as we can. Uh, but I'm kind of anxious to do this video, so I'm just gonna keep running it. If nobody shows up within the next couple of hours, maybe an hour, I'll say an hour from now, if nobody shows up, then we're gonna get off of the stream. We're gonna finish our run, and then we're gonna make our video and do our pulls, and hopefully we get something good. If not, a good way to look at it is at least I get all those bad pulls out of the way. But it would suck to pull all these gems or save all these gems for 3 modules or something, 3 epics. Hopefully that's not the case. But I'm happy no matter what. I'm glad to do it no matter what. It doesn't hurt me at all. Like I said, I get all those bad pulls out of the way. You know, but I think I should be all right. It's I've gotten a lot of decent modules already. It's just I need to pull more of them. I just need to keep pulling, see what I get. Eventually they'll come around. So we're gonna go ahead and mute our mic until somebody else comes in. I hope you enjoy the gameplay. And remember, stop by anytime. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. I'm starting to get hungry, so I'm gonna make something to eat. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everything goes well, and happy idling. Bye.